Hello and welcome, I'm Tafara Gadamu. The water architecture in the Great Ethiopian Rift Valley is compromised by high concentration of fluoride, and that has continued generating serious health and social problems. What exactly is being done to address those problems? My guest today, Dr. Mulugeta Debebe, is a general manager of the Oromo self-help organization, OSHO, that has been operating in the area since 1991. A very warm welcome to the program.
Welcome to you, Sir.
We're talking about 14-15% of the Ethiopian population. What, 16 million, 17 million people?
Yeah. Fluoride in the Rift Valley is very difficult problem in the Rift Valley area. Of course, in the Great Rift Valley, of course, it's not only in Ethiopia, but it extends to Kenya, Tanzania. Even there are incidents in Asia and Latin America, Japan. But here it is really a very difficult problem for the people living there. There are 16 million people affected by this fluoride in the Rift Valley in 4 regions of Ethiopia. Oromo, the south nations, nationalities, and peoples region, Somalia, and Afar. Of all these 4 regions, I think in Oromo, the problem is very severe.
When you say severe, I know that it is what, 11 milligrams of fluoride per liter?
Yeah, I mean the people that affected, 60 million people. It's not an easy number.
1/6
of almost, it's 16-15% of the whole population of Ethiopia. If you compare it with Addis Ababa population, it's almost, double of that. That's affected by this problem. Fluoride is not only affecting the teeth, it has multiple problems. It has social problem, it has economic problem, it has also, in many aspects, it deteriorates the productivity of the population. It affects the teeth, of course, but
that's something visible.
Yeah, visible. It affects also bone when it is very excessive. When I say excessive, the WHO standard permitted is 1.5 below or 1.5 milligram of fluoride in a liter of water. But here in Oromo, we find sometimes from 11 to even 22%.
That's where, in Shashamane it's 23 milligrams per 1 liter. Yeah.
That literature. And, it's not only affecting the bones and the teeth. It has also impact on the food you eat, the taste, the quality, and also when you drink, even when you see it, when you look at it in a glass, it's not clean, it's not clear. So really the problems are complicated. Even with the teeth, if you go to, for example, unmarried girls, unmarried boys, when it's coupled with cigarette, chat, and also, coffee, it looks like almost a broken chocolate, So the problem is very immense in that area.
And you see, I've seen a number of people who look like 70 years plus, but actually are 45 or 50.
Yeah, it stunts also their growth. It changes the shape of the bones. It changes the shape of the bones, and also it makes you very lousy to go to production, to do economic activities, and even in the community, it has a very bad social effect.
So a number of springs that have been developed across your region have been rendered useless because there is actually a high concentration of fluoride.
The Rift Valley, as you know, is they have plenty of lakes, but still they are lacking potable water, because all water in this area is affected by fluoride, excessive fluoride. Many springs are abandoned because of this, because they are not potable, they are not they are beyond the allowable standard by WHO. It affects health, and many boreholes are also abandoned. Now we are working on that.
What you then designed was a fluoride removal technology center, right? You developed that center, which is now based in Mojo, which is about 35 minutes drive from Addis Ababa.
Yeah, it was not easy to reach here. First, we had to do the research. We had to go abroad, particularly to Kenya, to get experiences. And there are also many professionals that come from Germany and Switzerland to help us, mitigating this problem. So finally, we tried to establish this filter media at household level. First, we started also making the bone char at household level. Just like, making charcoal. We dig a hole in the ground. We bury it there. We burn it there with a high degree of degrees Celsius. We get the char bone. We sieve it. We prepare the crystal to clean the water. So it was not easy to reach here. We get bones from slaughterhouses. It had its own taboo, social and religious taboo. When you get bones from slaughterhouses, people say, from which slaughterhouse did it come? Did it come from Christians or from the Muslims? So it took us a lot of effort, and also it took us quite significant time to convince people, because we burn it, we make it almost inorganic.
So basically, what you do is produce powder out of those bones.
Then we transferred to community media centers, where a large number of people get in one center and get their water from there. That is, in that case, you can manage it easily.
So these are basically demonstration centers, right? Show people how you can do that, and at the same time,
We collect slaughters from slaughterhouse bones. Then we create job. I like the value chain of this bone char. You create job to those who bring the bones, to the transporters. Then we buy it at our center. We have 6,000 square meters of land in Mojo town now. So we established a very good center there. Then we burn it in, we have two furnaces, big furnaces. We burn it with something like 360 degrees Celsius heat. It stays in the furnace for 10 years.
10 days?
10 days. Then we unpack it. And then crush it. Select, of course, we select the brown one, the black one, and the white one. The brown one is very good for removing fluoride from water. This fluoride wants calcium. When it gets the bone, it stays there. It will be removed there. Then we get clean water from the tap. So we crush it. We sieve it. The gray ones, we put it in a bath. We wash it with caustic soda. Almost it becomes colorless and odorless. Then we pack it with 50 kgs, and we put it in a filter media in 3 rows, in 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get raw water from outside, and then we get clean water from that end, the other end. That's how it works.
So you use this in distribution points outside of your Mojo center, right?
Yes, of course. We distribute it to all over Rift Valley, including the South nations and the nationalities. Very recently, we had...
So this is for private use, or you put this in water distribution points where you have those kiosks, right? And where people come and use get their water.
Actually, it is, it's a social business that revolves in expanding and, reaching out many communities, many users, many beneficiaries. So we establish the center, the community centers. In that community center, you provide them with the water tanks, and also we establish a kiosk there. The kiosk you saw there is meant, for somebody who attends the water. They sell it to the community. It's not for free because there is maintenance. There is also, they have to also change the bone char every 6 months or 5 months because, it sucks all the fluoride and it becomes fluorine.
So it has to be replaced.
That has to be replaced.
So how many of those distribution centers do you have across your region, Oromia?
Now we have 59 distribution centers, and we have served directly 175,000 people. If we take indirectly when I say, you reduce the load where people go to fetch water from that area also. So we benefited almost 500,000 people.
So people there in the region are making good use of it, right?
Of course.
So how long has this been in the pipeline? In
almost for 13, 14 years now. By the way, it's not only the bone char. There is another technology also we use, hydroxylapatite, how we call it hub. This is water plus lime plus phosphate. We mix it with, there is a big production, maybe you have seen it, a big production center for this also. We use that alternative also. That is a very good one. But for me, because, when bones come from slaughterhouses and, crush it and you get the dust, even the dust, you don't throw it out, you sell it to poultry as a fodder to chicken. So the value chain gives me very...
Nothing is left unused. Yeah. That's very interesting. So you have at least 16 million people suffering from this, right? Yeah. So how fast would you be able to get to reach out to those people?
That's the problem,
because it looks like you're addressing a tiny bit of
that's the problem. Really, I always feel bad when I think of this. 60 million people. It's not without reason that I mentioned that Addis Ababa population is 7-8 million or 9 million. So if our focus is serving the people, we must give attention.
So what is lacking? Is that resources?
Resources. It was good, we have a plan now because it got a very good attention now from the regional government of Oromia, including the president has given a very good attention. We have also rebranded our name and we revitalized our organization. We have elected new board members, professionals, private sector from that area. So now is the time maybe to scale it up. We are going to establish another center in Shashamane and also in Matahara. You know Matahara? Yeah. Fantala area.
Exactly. The Wanji area.
That is where the worst kind of fluorosis exists.
Exactly. So OSHO, from health to hygiene to emergencies to everything, where is your strong point, you think?
Yeah, OSHO is a local NGO. Maybe we work from Moyale to Dembidolo, 1,400, 1,500 kilometers. Unlike other NGOs who settle only around Addis Ababa, we go far. We work with the most disadvantaged people in Oromia. And OSHO is established now almost 3 decades since it is established. It was established by by good people like Dr. Nagaso Gidada. It was established for relief and rehabilitation. And also we have involved in repatriation of refugees from Sudan immediately after the EPRDF caught power. And we slowly moved into development activities. By now, we have served almost about 3 million people in 39 waradas of Oromia and 11 zones of Oromia, with $500 million per.
You have this 5-year strategic plan that's ending next year, right?
Yeah.
So, what have you achieved in terms of addressing those concerns that you put the multi-sectoral projects that you have been handling thus far?
You know, now things are very much changing now, so it's good that it ends next year, because now we are working in a new approach, in a very coordinated way with Oromia regional state and also relevant bureaus, health, disaster prevention, development offices like agriculture. So we are going to make a very coordinated and concerted effort to overcome the development issues in Oromia now. Unlike in the past, we were just depending on donations, but now we are also trying to make income generation schemes. For example, this itself is an income generation scheme. And also we have another companies like event organization, advertisement, and printing houses. So
this is within OSHO, within your organization?
Within OSHO, yeah. We have shares in many companies in Oromia and in the banks as well. We are going to also address some issues linked to market chain, because the charity and the societies association now allows civil societies to generate their income. Using that opportunity, we are moving very fast and hard.
So the resources that you used to get from international organizations literally drying up.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why we are equally shifted to income generation. But OSHO has a very good name, it's a very good name, because now all countries have got their own problems. It's almost drying out, but still we are working to get funds from multilateral organizations like European Union, USAID, the GIZ.
Where are you best at?
We are best at integrated development activities, relief and rehabilitation. Particularly, we work with pastoralists. For example, in Borana, I can say OSHO is very successful. Our strategy.
But you recently phased out your there.
It's because of resources. Borana, there is a lot to do: water, education, health. But because of resources, we have phased out from there. OSHO's strategy, unlike others, is not, running after fund you get. We focus, get integrated activities in that area, almost provide community with full menu, water, education, health, other livelihoods like irrigation, agriculture. Then we graduate from that area. This has got its replication effect in that in the bordering waradas. So we go beyond that and we cluster again. That's how we do development. So I'm really very happy, Instead of thinking and making very big noises, drums, so changing as a grassroots, the community's life gives you very, very much interest.
So in the age of COVID, I'm sure your work is a bit challenged, is it not?
Yeah, it is. It is. Of course, relatively, we are working in the rural community. The rural community is better, actually, than the urban one. So it didn't hamper very much our activities. We are working in the rural. We work with the community. For those, who concentrated in the town, the thing is very serious. For us, we work hard, and we also contributed to the community where we work. with these facilities, the face mask and the medication, everything. We are able to contribute to Mojo town and Borana as well. We gave them our cars to, make the community aware. Yeah, we worked on it.
Well, Dr. Mulugeta, it was really a pleasure having you on my show. I really thank you.
It's a pleasure for me also.